the latest and the best update I have in terms of, I guess, Indiana sports would be I sat there hovering over season tickets for football last week, but didn't pull the trigger. So maybe you two could talk me into just going ahead and doing it. But
well, it's funny you bring that up because I was doing the same thing just to have them to give away as giveaways.
Yeah.
For the show, and
it's
so
crazy.
I'm going to convince you to go ahead and do that because now's the time to do it. Seriously, you better get them now before they become more popular because people are sitting. I think people are sitting back and waiting right now on Indiana football season tickets, and I'm like, you know what? Probably now's the time. I better grab me a couple just to have them because as the years go by, you kind of you get pushed down a little bit into better seats as long as you stay there. And I'm like, now's the time maybe to do that.
I will say it's a good season to have season tickets because not only do you have what's going to be likely a top 10 opponent in the non-conference season in Cincinnati, you get Ohio State at home, and that's going to be an extremely fun game as well. An Ohio State team that might be down just a little bit relative to where it's been the last few years. If Indiana is going to upset Ohio State, it's going to be this year. So might want to get on that.
And it's going to be interesting to see that game sells out more often than not because of Ohio State fans, and it would be awesome to see if it sells out without the much help from people out east. It's crazy. I've got no dog in the fight here, so I'm not being paid by IU to say this, but I got 3 kids, under 18, under 10. It's $90 to get a youth season ticket for the whole season. I was like, that's what I tell my wife, we got to do this. And she's the one saying kind of hold off right now, but we'll get this done, guys. Don't worry about it.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah.
Well, it was cool. Now, when they had that miniature football deal in the end zone before the whatever Fred Glass's deal was called, that was kind of cool.
Yeah,
that was. I gotta say, that was one of the coolest things that I've seen. Having a miniaturized football field down there, that was pretty daggone cool.
It was cool, but kids. It was like, you mentioned minor league baseball earlier. That's kind of what it felt like. Hey, bring the kids to the game, have a ball out in the outfield at the playground.
That's what it was. That's what it was, unfortunately. But Indiana's got to move. All right, Indiana has to move past that. It's a great point. You've got to move past that to be considered to be in a serious big-time football. They've got to get the people into the stadium, out of the parking lots and tailgating into the state. And then the damn students have to stay in there through the fourth quarter and not leaving after halftime, which product on the field will have a lot to do with that. And that should not be a problem this year. But even in games they're winning, they need to stick around. And that leaving with a quarter to go, it's a bad look. It's not good for your own team. The team still needs to play. You need reliance, but it's going to be a good home season. They just announced the kickoff time for Western Kentucky, as a matter of fact, today. It's going to be an 8:00 game on CBS Sports Network. So that's a rare road game in a non-conference game, but that's probably like where they played 3 at home and they got to give one back to Western. But last time they played,
I hate that game, by the way. I hate that that's on the schedule this year. It seems like a going on the road to Western Kentucky. It's like you beat them, you get nothing out of it, you lose it. It's total disaster.
Especially after playing Cincinnati the week before. Yeah, it is the trap game of all trap games going down there. I absolutely agree with you.
The last time they played there was like 39-35 when Kevin Wilson was here.
Yeah,
but Jeff Brom was the head coach at Western then. Did you know that?
Was that Brom?
Yeah.
That was the last year before he went to Purdue.
Okay, here's some irony. The last time they played Western, Jeff Brom was the coach, who's now at Purdue. They're playing Idaho, who is coached by Bobby Petrino's brother.
Yeah, Paul.
So there's a little more irony. Jeff Brom replaced Bobby Petrino at Western, and yada yada. We thought he would replace him at Louisville, but that did not happen. I wonder if he regrets that now.
I think he's going to get another shot here at some point. I don't think Scott Satterfield is long for that job, so he'll get another chance.
My thing is, I thought that the reason he didn't take it there's 2 reasons. Number one, he didn't want to follow Petrino in that mess. And look like I just don't think he wanted to follow Petrino. And it was a lateral move, money wise. But
Yeah,
I think that he was wanting and thinking that Notre Dame job was going to come open at the end of his contract time at Purdue. And I always he's a Catholic boy from he went to Trinity in Louisville, and Notre Dame has got a big Louisville connection. Paul Horning, the Golden Boys from there. And that's just my guess. That's just all I've always thought that was in his back of his mind. And why not? It's the plum jobs of college football.
Right. I think some coaches have kind of moved off of that now. Brian Kelly doesn't really seem like he's going anywhere.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he's had this for a while. It was like, well, how long is he going to be in this job? They're not winning as much as Notre Dame fans would like. They're winning a little bit, not as much as they would like. But the last 5 years, they've been one of the best teams. They've been basically the best team that hasn't won a national championship in college football, maybe outside of Georgia. So they are set for a while here, and maybe if they go 8-4 this year, that some of that talk starts up a little bit again, because this will be Kelly's 12th year, and you wonder maybe how close he's getting to retirement. But yeah, it's not a job that seems like it'll be coming open in the next 2 or 3 years here.